Hello and welcome to Miss Charlotte Astrology. My name is Charlotte. I'm a full-time working astrologer, and on this channel I analyze the astrological charts of public figures. And sometimes they're celebrities, and that will certainly be the case today, as I'll be analyzing the astrological chart of Ms. Sofia, Karla Sofia Gascon. She's a Spanish actress. She was recently nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress for the film called Amelia Perez. She is the first trans woman to be nominated in this category, so snaps to her. But she lost, and I reckon it was because she had a bunch of really horrible tweets, racist tweets, sexist tweets about one of her co-stars in the film, Selena Gomez, which were horrific. They all, the people found them, and it was everywhere, and it was drama, and the Oscars did not end up, the Oscars didn't pay for her seat or something like that. Apparently, when you get nominated for an Oscar, they take care of a lot of the costs for you to attend. She did attend. I mean, she showed her face, so I admire her for that. But did you see how far away she was from the rest of the cast? They really sat her far away. Yeah. The whole situation is very embarrassing. So yeah, she is on some shit lists, that's for sure. So what I wanted to do here is have a look at her chart. I know it's not a full chart. I don't have her rising sign, but just try and understand who she is and why she did what she did. And you know what? I feel like I'm going to tell her myself today because I share 3 of her placements. I'm an Aries sun with a Libra moon and a Taurus Venus. And I'll look you in the eye. I have been a bitch in my life. There are a lot of things that I have said and done that I am not proud of. And when I saw the tweets, unhinged tweets, I saw a sliver of myself, a little bit of I was like, not that I've said horribly racist things in a public arena, or I hope I haven't said anything racist in my life. I hope I haven't. I mean, we all have prejudices inside ourselves that we have to uncover and fix up, whatever. But I saw that nastiness, and that, especially when it came to Selena Gomez and how nasty she was with Selena Gomez. I'm wondering if that was jealousy. I'm wondering if that was misogyny. And it was. So, yeah, there's a lot here. So when I talk about the Aries sun and the Libra moon and the Taurus Venus, I'm just know I'll be talking a little bit about myself. Anyway, before I do that, I just want you guys to know, if you enjoy my content, if you'd like a reading for yourself, I do have 15-minute recorded readings. The 15-minute ones are for full chart readings, transit readings, synastry readings, and the 5-minute focus readings are for specific areas of your chart or areas of your life you would like me to give you insight on using your chart. And then I also have members where you can get extra content. I'm doing a series on the North Node, and then I'm about to do a series on the Venus placement. So educational content on my members. It's a great way to support me. It's £5 or $5 a month. And there's only one tier at the moment, so I'm trying to perfect it and really invest a lot of time into my member section, so yeah, I can build this thing, because my life is about to change so much and I'm a little bit scared. So I need to grow this channel, and I need to become successful. So if you could help me with that, I'd be so grateful. Also, follow me on Instagram, ms.charlotte.astrology. I do DM readings on there. So but the cheapest reading I have is on Instagram. That is linked below. Follow me. Okay, let's talk about Sofia Karla Gascon. So we don't have the rising sign. If she was born at midday or earlier, she would be a Libra moon. If she was born after midday, it's likely she's a Scorpio moon. I got that at the front of my mind as I analyzed this chart. And yes, I do understand that you don't have a full chart unless you got a rising sign. But hey, let me do the best I can. Okay, let me do the best I can. We got the planets here, okay? We got the planets, most of them. So, Karla is an Aries sun and Mercury and Chiron conjunction. So she walks through the world as a healer of some kind. I don't know if she has any other job outside being an actor, but what she should be doing, because she is so wounded and she has felt rejected rejected, dejected. Like she has been feeling this way since the moment she was born. Like she was a disappointment. And it's probably her parents that made her feel it that way. But she has a really, really intense T-square with the patriarchs, with Jupiter squares, and the opposition formed with Uranus. So she's an odd person, and in her previous life, when she was a boy or even a man, that period of life where she was officially male on all her certificates, yeah, she was just not accepted by the patriarchy, not accepted by the society in which she grew up in, which was probably, I mean, she's Spanish, right? So quite conservative, potentially Catholic. It's very machismo kind of culture. And she didn't fit in. And I think based on this, I'm wondering if for quite a while, when she was living as a man, I'm wondering if she tried to really hard to feed into that. Being authentic is really, really difficult here. And Chiron is wounded masculinity. Why do you think all these like Gen Xers are having so much trouble right now? Like it's their Chiron return and they're all getting divorced. Like it's wounded male energy. And she's got that with her Sun and Mercury. That's what I'm saying. She would do really well and she would feel much more accepted if she were to work for people or give her life over to something that is bigger than her by helping others. That's where she's going to do very well, because I know there's a T-square and we'll get into that more, but the Sun, Mercury, and Chiron, this wounded masculine energy, this wounded ego, does very well. Because follow the blue line to Neptune, the planet of sacrifice, loss, and all sorts of crazy stuff, right? Wherever you have Neptune, that is where you have loss. Now we don't have the house for it, but when Neptune is nicely aspected your Sun, it is through hardship and sacrifice that you gain a great reputation. And another example of this, totally different person, is Princess Diana. Hers were in water sign, so it's a different energy, but still. Neptune trine personal placements like the Sun and Mercury gives you a halo effect. When you suffer, you become an icon, which is not fun. It's not fun. I don't recommend. But when you can dive into suffering and you can look at the suffering of others and you can help in some way, you will be looked upon with favor. You will grow that halo. People will like you more. Now with this Chiron, with the Sun and Mercury, if she's being ambitious and going after things for her own sake, which is, by the way, nothing's wrong with that. As an Aries myself, there's nothing wrong with wanting more for yourself and becoming top dog or wanting to become top dog. Unfortunately, Chiron will mean that you are rejected for it. Those are just the cards that you're dealt with, my dear. If you got Chiron on your Sun, if you're pursuing something for the sake of glory, it's not going to work for you. The glory comes in giving yourself over to something bigger than the self, bigger than the Sun is the self and the ego. That light, that energy has to be put into other projects that benefit other people, and then you feel warmth, and then you feel accepted. It sucks because, Aries is a very self-centered energy, and I want what I want. Like, I completely understand. But that's just how the cookie crumbles. This Chiron and this Neptune is calling Karla, Sofia, Gascon to do something that is bigger than herself, and she has to. Even if it's like a film about, human rights or something like that. Like, she needs to do something. Yeah, she needs to maybe do something a bit risky, but for the greater good. That's where she does really well. But yeah, pursuing something for herself, and again, there's nothing wrong with that, is going to get her rejected by the patriarchs. Jupiter is a patriarch, Uranus is a patriarch, and they do not like her in this chart. They're squared and opposed her. Now, if she is a Libra moon, she's almost kind of a full moon baby, if that's so. Not easy, because then Your ego and your emotions are two separate. They're two separate things. My chart is so painful. I'm just like looking at this and I'm like, I have some of this. The moon, if we read it as a Libra moon, the moon is with Uranus and it's got Pluto here. Not easy. And it's opposed to her Aries placement. So there's rejection by the mother. There's an unstable family. The females in the family are exploited, especially if the moon is in Scorpio. I mean, the moon is already in a conjunction with Lilith anyway, if it's in Libra. The mum is crazy, or the mum, like, there's also some, there's misogyny in the family, or I've just, whether you're a man or a woman and you've got Lilith with your moon, like, there is trouble with the feminine. There is trouble there. And it can play out in so many different ways. I would love to know what house this is in, but there's trouble with women. To a certain extent, she might even hate them a little bit. Which is wild because she is a woman, right? So there's a lot of things here. She's a very complex person. But the home does not look secure. And it doesn't look like she's very accepted. And when you have an opposition like this, there are two parts of you that can't coexist. You please one, you disappoint the other. Then vice versa. You ping pong between two different energies. And if it's Aries and Libra, do I choose the fight or do I choose the peace? Do I fight for peace or do I fight for myself? And either choice that you make is going to be painful because either way you're going to lose. When you win, you lose. Oh my God, that was about to turn into a Marilyn Monroe quote from a movie. Have you ever seen The Misfits? And she says, when you win, you lose, in your heart. That just came to me. It's this really interesting quote. But yeah, you can't really win when you have a sun moon opposition, or like oppositions in general. Like, they're two energies that just you've got to ping pong back and forth. Yeah. Also, Jupiter square Mercury in a conjunction with Chiron, like, not a very good communicator. It's probably why she should be in the arts, like Neptune trining those placements. I think she needs words written for her. She does well with that. I mean, that's not to say that she doesn't know how to write or be philosophical on her own accord, but I think she does have trouble communicating. Her Mercury is also in retrograde here, so it's not easy for her. Either she's going to get angry when she's sad, or she's going to burst into tears. Like, it's kind of messy. Yeah. Now, let's talk about her Mars in Gemini with Saturn. So Mars is the phallus. Mars is the most masculine, actually rules Aries. Mars, so Mars is the sexual masculine organ. It is one of the planets, along with Venus. It's the planet of desire and motivation. And Mars in Gemini is incredibly curious. It's mercurial. And experimentation and exploration of like sex, and like, you pay, like, if it's irresponsible, even if it's not irresponsible, you may pay for that. Like, Saturn's in an exact conjunction, there will be karma. And you know what, where Saturn is, wherever Saturn is the thing that you'll be known for or famous for. It's with Mars. You'll be known for your anger or your sexuality or right? It's an angry planet. So yeah, she's paying for her anger. And then she also has her Venus in Taurus. I think, it's really interesting. I think she wants a traditional thing. It's really hard for her because she's not a cis woman, right? She's not a biological woman. But there's some placements here where she really desires the traditional, but she even if she were to pursue that traditional life and have like a partner and have children, she's still never going to be considered that because she was born a man. She's biologically a man. So yeah, but as a woman, if she were a woman with these placements, I think she'd find it actually quite it'd be a little easier for her. Yeah. It's a painful chart. I don't have the rising sign, but I can already see how painful it is. And Neptune opposes Venus. It's not exact. I mean, the Neptune is at 5 degrees, but it's it's still an opposition. They're still forming here. Yeah, there's just a lot of disharmony. Like there's just a lot of difficulty in romantic relationships, like there's secret affairs or taboo relationships. And Saturn is in a very close proximity to Venus as well, so she's learning how to love herself is a really hard lesson to learn. Yeah, Venus does trine Pluto though, which is nice. If the planet of death and transformation is in a good aspect to your Venus, then you'll end up with someone. But it's probably going to be after you go through a lot of bullshit, like a lot of like tragedy and self-discovery, and like, yeah, it's very, very heavy. Does anyone know if she's married or she has a partner? Please comment below. I wish that for her, but yeah, she's had to probably deal with a lot of F-boys. Yeah, it's difficult. Her North Node is in Aquarius, so I'm really hoping when her nodal return comes, which is in like a year and a half, that she finds another project. I don't know where this is going. I don't know what part of the chart this is in, but hopefully in about a year and a half, she finds something else that is going to get her acclaim. She's got a year and a half. So, well, I wish that for her. If she has a Libra moon and Aries sun, she's talked shit behind people's backs, even though she likes them. She might not even know that she does it. You know what's really interesting is that she did the most Libra moon shit, and she talked some shit on her Twitter in a public space, and never thought she was ever going to meet the person she was talking shit about. It's just like, girl. Oh boy. Yeah, Libra moons be fickle. We are like that. Anyway, that's all I have to say about her. She needs to be careful with her words. Like, she will pay for everything that she says. A Mars and Gemini, her words are weapons. If Saturn is sitting there, she'll pay for them. There'll be stalls on her career. And look, it took her this long. I think she's in her 50s now. It's taken her so long to get this level of acclaim, and then it was ripped away from her because of her own bullshit. So yeah. Anyway, if we find her rising sign, I will redo this. Okay, but I hope you enjoyed that. I know it wasn't much. It's only like 18-minute reading, but yeah, I did the best that I could, and I will see you in the next video. So thank you so much, and yeah, bye.